program.
Hello there. Welcome to Blitz Transmissions. I'm Tommy, and welcome to the monthly live stream series here on the channel, Blitz Barracks. Sometimes I get together with some friends, sometimes I don't. Sometimes we have an agenda, sometimes we don't. Basically, it's just our once a month, like, just kick back, have fun, have a good time, and chat it up. And this month, I'm joined with a couple friends of mine. First, of course, we have longtime friend, a day one, Mr. Uncas Figgis. What's going on, Fig Fury?
What is up, Tommy? Glad to be here. Looking forward to talking Star Wars. I mean, that's why we're here, right? We all love Star Wars. At least
something like that. Something like that. Something like that. You get a lot more views if you don't love Star Wars. But
this is a fact.
This is true. And I'm also, of course, joined by Mr. Star Wars Collective, Jacob. How are we doing, buddy?
Hello there. Greetings to everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Tommy, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, looking forward to the stream. Fig, always good to see you, man. And chat, everybody. Hope you're doing well. And hope you guys had a great weekend.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's been a good weekend so far. So, guys, of course, before we get into all the topics we're going to talk about on the stream, I do want to draw your attention down to the description because I've got links to both YouTube and Instagram for both Mr. Fig Fury and Mr. Star Wars Collective. So if you guys want to go check them out, give them a subscribe on YouTube, give them a follow on Instagram. Links to all their social media are in the description of this live stream here. So yeah, I'll give a couple disclaimers right off the top of the show as well. Number one, guys, I'm recovering from a cold that was induced by my seasonal allergies. So if I mute myself, if I, sound a little gross, that's why. Number two, if I lag out, these guys are going to have to take control of the show for a couple minutes. I've been having a weird internet thing going on with my computer. Sometimes my computer will, I'll be editing a video and it crashes. I'm like, what is going on here? So I got a buddy that's really good with computers. He's going to come over to my house pretty soon here and take a look at maybe something's loose connection in my computer or something, or maybe I need to go to a different internet connection. We're going to get it figured out. But if something happens, we have some fail-safes in place here. And these two gentlemen will take care of the business for the couple minutes while I manually restart my computer here. And yes, this time I made sure that my mic settings were correct, unlike the last couple times I tried to stream on the channel. So we have a couple topics to cover this month on Blitz Barracks here. And of course, obviously, we're going to take a look at how our collecting habits have changed. We're going to talk a little Mando Grogu, limited Mando Grogu. We're going to talk some Maul Shadow Lord. We're going to just see where the wind takes us this time around. A nice, lax, chill stream. But of course, guys, we got to take a look at who's all in the chat because there's all kinds of people yakking it up down there in the chat. We got, of course, Mr. Commander Bly, always first. He was first before there was first. He is a Rancor Battalion channel member, if you look at the little icon next to his name. And you're going to see some of these messages later in the chat. But as of today, a huge thank you to our good friend Great White North Empire on Instagram. Surprised me with a bunch of custom emojis for Blitz Transmissions. So if you are a Rancor Battalion channel member, you have access to 12 unique emojis in the chat there. So
all right, sweet.
Aside from that, so we'll go over the emojis. I'll pull them up because I made a social media post about them this morning. I'll pull them up. You guys can see them all because unfortunately with StreamYard, the way that the UI works, it doesn't show the actual custom emojis. It just shows like the name for all of them. But beyond that as well, Bly's also an ARC Trooper in the Blitz Transmissions Patreon. So if you want to check out the Blitz Transmissions Patreon, you get all my content early, you get monthly giveaways, you get other cool benefits. Check that out in the description below. He is also showing off, he has been a Rancor Battalion channel member for a whopping 17 months. It doesn't even feel like I've been around for 17 months, let alone the channel membership has been around for almost that long. But next up we got here Mr. Max Rebo Experience, another OG that's Rancor Battalion channel member and ARC Trooper in the Patreon. And you can see in here he's got some of the custom emojis. They're sounding off in here. Same with Movie Toy Tuber 8090. What's going on? Showing off those custom emojis. Same can be said for Star Wars and Brews. Both these guys are Rancor Battalion channel members. Star Wars and Brews, also that ARC Trooper in the Patreon. We appreciate you, brother. We got Mr. Star Wars 1138 in here. We got Awful Risk Vader. We got that Star Wars Collective guy. Looks a lot like Jacob in the chat right now.
I don't know who that is.
Chaotic Clouds.
Chaotic.
6-7.
I'm out of here.
We got Douglas Gonk in the chat. We got TVC Trev. What up, what up? Let's get blitzed. I did that yesterday. And we got Uncas Figus in the chat. We got Mr. Bebart. Hi, all. I can't stay. I got to get up early tomorrow. That sounds like a cowardly excuse to me, but I'll let it slide this time, buddy. We got Raul with the $4.99 super chat hitting us off hard. What's up, Star Wars friend? How are we doing?
What's up,
We
bro?
got Tops 375. Woo! Barracks time. Let's go. Be some in the chat. If you can't get some, better be some. Been a channel member for 8 months. We got the GOAT 212 Hunter with the $20 bomb right out the gate, brother. Coming in hot. He's only here for Fig and Jacob. All right, you're banned. Good to know you, Hunter. Nice knowing you. Hunter's sounding off as well with a lot of those custom emojis. A lot of you guys are going nuts with the custom emojis right now. And then we got John Graber, the space jockey, who I will be seeing in just a few short weeks in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for ICC Con. I never get invited, not like I collect or anything. We'll see you in a few weeks. Kill him. Kill him now. Who else we got? Wow, we got Star Wars and Brews. We're starting off the strong this Blitz Barracks stream here. He's dropping a 20 bomb with the gifted channel memberships. So let me read off real quick. Shout out to Krugel, the GOAT, the Stone Mandalorian collector. We got Javier got one. We got Dramaza. We got Davis. We got Andrew. Star Wars Collective got one. We got Awful Risk Vader, Primerian, Brock A. Lee, Limitless Nerd, Flamingo Sauce, Basil G, Jacob. We got Artium. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. We got Birds in Boxes, Apo, Darth Trev, The Atomic Phi. I think that's what that says. We've got Shelf Level. We've got... That's it. That's all 20. So shout out TD3 Trooper. Shout out. I said TD3 Trooper next in chat. We got Star Wars and Brews. Shout out for the 20
Thank you, Star Wars
bomb.
and Brews.
Right out the gate, dude. Tesco Falco. Yo, I've had an internet problem too. Internet guy to climb an electrical post, change some wire, change all the things. Yeah, I think it's all fake and made up so they can make you pay more money for faster internet. Right? We got Chris K in here, another Rancor Battalion channel member. We got Kilo Golf Whiskey in the chat, who has now been a member for 2 months. You guys are blowing up the chat, man. We got Eli in here. What's going on? Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Davis Tom. Oh, snap. Thanking somebody for the membership. All right. Somebody, one of my moderators, go in and ban this guy just right before we get into the show. We got our guy at Gen X Brian showing off. He's been a member for 17 months. Tops 375, been a member for 4.
Right.
Man, you guys just keep on going. I can't even keep up here. Okay, I think we're caught up on chat. All right, I think we're caught up here. So, guys, we're gonna get into all the topics here, but there's something you might have seen that I posted on the. We can't forget this guy in the chat, Mr. Alexander Storm of the Shadow Nose Network.
What up, Alex?
Hey,
what up, Alex? How we doing? Hope you're doing well, brother. We can't, ignore this topic. I'm not going to say much because, of course, the event starts on June 6th, so I don't want to give anything away just yet, but I've been collaborating with a member of the TVC community. We're working on a new fan poll for TVC, so I just wanted to show off the little video that I cut together, a little teaser here. Let me make sure we're all good here to share my screen. So we're going to pull up, this is a new thing here called TVC Galactic Conquest. So I'm going to show this off. We'll go full screen. Can you guys, let me know if you guys can hear the audio.
The Republic is in control of a command post.
Good.
Command post under enemy control.
I want those rebels dead.
Incoming explosive. Take cover. Rebel, take him out.
One shot, Post is
one
under
kill.
Rebel troopers.
Hostiles have acquired
Coming around. Command post
Just like the
Republic.
simulation.
That's another command post under Republic control. The command post has been lost, but not the battle.
For the Republic!
Ooh. Very cool.
All right.
And that's it.
Nice.
So that's all I'm going to say on that.
Okay.
There's a new fan poll on the horizon. So a week from today, we're going to be announcing a new fan poll, that being the Vintage Collection Galactic Conquest. And you may notice it's kind of themed around Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I definitely spent like way too long this morning researching like very niche little voice lines from the original game to kind of cut all together.
Wow, that's awesome, man. What a nostalgia. I haven't heard those in years because I've just been playing 2017 Battlefront.
Dude, I play 2017 all the time.
Yeah.
That's my game now. But back in the day, I used to play, man, endless amounts of the 05 Battlefront. But so what I can tell you right now, and I'll leave it at that, is that the TVC Galactic Conquest fan poll is going to be based around army builders and military commanders in the Star Wars universe. There are a lot of opportunities with a lot of reuse that Hasbro has potential for in the TVC line that I feel like they're not using. So that would be awesome if they could use those. And I feel like there could be some smarter choices in what they're currently doing. And there are some more sensical choices in what they're doing. So because of that, we decided it'd be cool to do a fan poll where a lot of these characters get outshined by characters that require a lot more tooling or characters that are much bigger to the story, like with events like TVC's March Madness, the SWTVC puts on, or our friends Bosk's Bounty, Far Side of Endor, and Bantha Skull, they put on Last Figure Standing every August. So I feel like this would be a fun poll to kind of give those characters that don't necessarily perform well in those other polls more of a spotlight, because a lot of the characters in those other fan polls are a lot of new tooling involved. You know, it's an entirely new figure from the ground up, and that's like the goal of March Madness and Last Figure Standing. So this is more of a fan poll where we're going to be focusing more on, you know, reuse, focusing more on army builders, things like that. And that's all I'll say. And I'll leave you guys at that. But let me see if I... All right. Why didn't we ban him yet? Somebody get his ass out of here. Get him out of the stream. We don't want him. We got the GOAT Carbonites in here as well.
What up, Carbonites?
I saw a couple other people in here. We got Chris K, been a member for 9 months. We appreciate you. And Bly, the 199. Hello to Fig specifically. That's disrespectful to Jacob. You're banned.
Hi, Bly, specifically.
Hi,
Absolutely
Bly.
banned. And shout out to everybody using those new emojis in there. There we go. Look at that. Everybody going crazy with the emojis. If you're an ARC trooper, or not an ARC trooper, if you're a, what's it called? If you're a Rancor Battalion channel member, dude, I can't even keep track of all the too many made up terms, too many words. If you're a Rancor Battalion channel member, you can use those emojis. So Cloud Car Pilot Troop Builder.
Oh yeah, GXB.
I don't know about that. But yeah, so guys, let's jump right into some Star Wars. So I kind of wanted to warm us up into our conversation here before we get into our main topic, obviously, that being how our collecting habits have changed. So I think to kind of give us a little bit of a little warm up here, we've had a couple great Star Wars projects this last month here. The first of which, obviously, being Mr. Maul Shadow Lord, which wrapped up the beginning of this month. The last episode came out on May 4th this month. Last 2 episodes, actually. So I just kind of wanted to get the feel for, you know, Fig, I'll talk to you first. How are we feeling about Maul Shadow Lord? The series is wrapped up. And how are we looking forward to another season? Because we do know one is coming sooner rather than later. And we know that there's probably going to be a lot more toys coming from Maul Shadow Lord. Is there anything you liked or didn't like? Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to, whether it be in the toy world, in the media world, from Maul Shadow Lord?
Oh yeah, man. I would say there's a lot of things about that show I really liked.
Yeah.
I need to do a rewatch of it, but I mean, just especially the ending. You know, certain characters showed up and it worked for the story. It wasn't just shoehorned.
Yeah.
Just the style, the animation. I mean, there's so many positives about that show. For me, as a lifelong Star Wars fan, I felt like it hit all the notes that what I like about Star Wars. So, there's characters that we got figures of prior to it coming out that I was a little iffy on. Devin specifically, and she's an amazing character. I can't wait to see where her art goes. But like that stuff like that made me get the figure. So, you know, when a show can do that, like actually make you want figures, I'm just like, I love that because they're so cohesive, right? They feed off of each other. So, as far as like stuff I didn't like, I really can't think of anything. Like, so I need to do a rewatch to really probably like dissect it a little better, because that first showing I was just so excited, and overall it was so good. It was like each episode I was like, what's gonna happen next? I really like this. I'm digging it. And the next episode I was like, okay, cool. And I wish it would have been longer. I liked it a lot, but we're getting a second season, so
Yeah, man. I think I'm pretty on par with how you feel. But Jacob, of course, let me know. Are you echoing how Fig's feeling, or did you absolutely hate Maul Shadow Lord?
Maul is just the worst character ever. I don't love him at all.
He's posed up like those old new metal albums.
I didn't even see that. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, man, this show, I've been looking forward to it ever since it was announced last year. You know, we heard Maul shows coming to Star Wars, and I think we're all very, very eager to see what would become of it. And I think it probably exceeded most of our expectations. From, you know, to piggyback on what Fig said, the animation style, the backgrounds with the oil paintings, it didn't distract at all. It captured me and locked me in even more, because, you know, after a dialogue scene or whatever, they'd be transitioning to the next scene or whatever, and it just, you could get lost at you could just pause the TV and look at the beauty of the oil paintings. And I love how it incorporated some of the original trilogy where they, you know, had more map paintings and stuff. With, you know, there's the one scene of the Death Star, and the first couple of rows are real actors, and then the rest are just painted stormtroopers. Yeah, and it's you know, the theme kind of felt a little bit more dark and a little bit more not adult, because it's still like, you know, fun for kids. You know, Spybot's great and all that stuff, right? With his little voice and stuff. R.I.P. Spybot. I saw someone say that in the chat.
Yeah.
But it does have an air of maturity to it that I think Star Wars really needs, because, I mean, let's face it, Revenge of the Sith, that was a total tragedy. It was pretty dark, like what happened to Anakin and Padme and the whole Jedi Order and all that stuff. So Star Wars does need some weight to it, and I feel like Maul really delivered with that aspect. Cannot wait for season 2. I'm glad that it's already in the works, and that hopefully we don't have to wait too long for it.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, one point I definitely want to make, very specific one that you brought up, was like the oil painting aspect.
Yeah.
I even noticed, like, as I was watching some of the episodes, like any character that wasn't like the focus of the shot, like if you had like maybe a shot with like Marok and 11th Brother, and there was a TK trooper like in the foreground, they'd be like blurry a little bit with like that oil painting aesthetic a little bit. And I was like, that's cool that it really makes you focus in on like the center of attention on each shot. And they did such a good job with like the Inquisitors. Like they really took them up a notch. And I watched an interview where Sam Witwer was talking about, it was very recently, he said like that the idea as to why Marok and 11th Brother don't really talk much in this series, as opposed to, like, you know, 11th Brother talks a ton in his very brief appearance in Tales of the Jedi. The reason was, it was for Maul, it's kind of the marrying of the battle droids, which, you know, had no morals, no code, no nothing. They didn't stand for anything or believe in anything beyond their programming, but they're winning. Whereas battle droids, like, were always losing every single time, getting cut down by the Jedi, blasted by the clones, you name it. And that for Maul is kind of shocking. Like it's a hard realization to kind of deal with, especially these aren't droids, but they're acting
Right.
like droids, so that it reminds me a lot of like Sleeper Cell, like Winter Soldier type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Like super
I got it,
soldiers. And I could listen to Sam Witwer do interviews all day long and he's been doing a ton of different podcasts and interviews and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, the series for me, I will say, contrary to what Sam Witwer's been saying, I do feel like you really benefit from having watched other Star Wars projects that surround Maul Shadow Lord before you go in. I know he has said on several occasions, like, no, you don't need to have seen anything else to watch Shadow Lord. But I personally feel like you get a lot more out of it if you've seen some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, what happens to, I mean, not that I think that he's a goner, but Lawson, right? Like, we just see him get shot a couple times and then walk out into the smoke. So they did a good job with setting up the second season. Rena Soul, Lawson's like friend, side piece, whatever you want to call. I don't know.
His
a lot
mistress,
of people. His mistress. There you go. That's a much better way to put it. Jeez, Jacob. But you know what? It's like a lot of people are like, did she die? Did she make it out or whatever? So I'm so excited for season 2, and I love that Sam Witwer's getting the spotlight. Not that he hasn't in the past, but he just totally deserves it. He's a true Star Wars fan, just like us through and through. And man, does he do a good job at portraying Darth Maul?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, he is Darth Maul in my opinion. Ray Park, of course, he's of course, but like, Witwer is Darth Maul.
The thing for me was always Ray Park was the face of Darth Maul.
That's a
great
way
But it
to
was
put
Peter Serafinowicz voiced Darth Maul in Phantom Menace. So for me, when people say like they have a problem with Sam Witwer, like, it really, to me, it's like not very different at all from Peter Serafinowicz's voice performance for Maul in the 1999 movie. So yeah, for me, it's all the same. But let me catch up with chat here. We got Bly wanted to make sure he 199. Now hi to Jacob specifically. Very nice, Bly. Thank you very much. But Tesco Falco going with the action figure side of things. Of course, we're all collectors here to a degree with Star Wars, and I think for me, my biggest wants from Maul Shadow Lord, whether it be TVC, Hot Toys, Black Series, you name it, definitely want to see Icarus and Scorn, the two Knight brothers. I definitely want to see Spybot, and I would love to see Master Iko Dio Dookie, as I've been calling him. But Spybot, I think a lot of people underestimate how big he really is, because I know, like, at first glance, he's wide, right? So but he's not very tall, like, vertically. So a lot of people think he's shorter than he is. But when you look at him, there's one shot in the show where he's like dismantling a Imperial probe droid, and we know the probe droid in the Black Series, that's pretty big, man. That's about the size of a regular figure, if not bigger. And he is about the same size. Like, if you were to turn him on his side, he's about as tall as that Viper droid. So I would say, honestly, he probably could go as a release all on his own. That said, I feel like I would take him in a multi-pack with Icarus and Scorn. Just get out the rest of the named like members of the team. Yeah, because I wouldn't want him with an army builder. Like, if they would have packed him in with like those blacked out Mandos, I feel I would want more than one of those. So, but yeah,
that's a good point. He's got to come with a, like a clear stand or something similar. Maybe not as wide as Watto's, but he'll probably be pretty heavy. So maybe they could just reuse Watto's and the Geonosians. And I mean, EOD Odaki would be a huge one that I think we'd all want. I think Lawson too.
Yeah, I would take Lawson. Absolutely.
Lawson. I think Rena Soul looks so cool. Like her color and like, just like her alien design. So, I mean, I highly doubt they'd make her, but throw her in there too. Like, why not? I pick her up.
I mean, you never know, dude. The insane, critically acclaimed success of this series. I mean, I feel like every action figure company, Hasbro, Hot Toys, you name it, is going to be scrambling now to get as many figures out, especially now that they've greenlit a second season. And I even heard I already heard rumors that there's a third season that's already greenlit
No
for
kidding.
Shadow
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah,
I
so
saw
they're
that too.
they're
Wow.
going with this thing. So I mean, I feel like all the companies now seeing how well received it's been, they're going to be scrambling to get a wave 2 out
What?
for Shadow Lord. But Fig, I interrupted you there.
Oh, you're good, man. I was just I can't think of his name, but the little crime boss.
Vario, Ludi Vario.
Oh,
dude.
Yes, dude.
Like power suit would
Yeah.
make such a cool Black Series figure. That's like for me probably my most want, just because it'd be like unique, totally new,
Yeah.
and just seeing that sculpt on him would be awesome. But and character wise, like at first I was like, oh, it's just another gang member that Maul's gonna take out, and he's developing kind of fun. He's like
Yeah.
one of those characters that's like, he's kind of like the gag character.
Yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
he's becoming, to me, like I'm interested to see what he does, and he's a backstabbing little bastard. So at some point he's gonna try to backstab Maul numerous times, and it's gonna be a fun dynamic where he goes.
Yeah.
But figure wise, I definitely want him. And as far as coming with Maul's droid, I'm with Tommy. I think he would do well by himself. Maybe
Mhm.
pack some cool accessories to go with them, and a pretty tall, clear flight stand like the Pro Droid has.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want him to be packed in an army builder, or as long as it's with characters that we need and they're
Yeah.
singularity, right? They're not.
Yeah.
You don't want multiple of.
Yeah, you might be onto something there. I honestly, I think Vario would be a good companion character if you did Spybot in a 2-pack, because
Okay.
they interact a lot, the two of them in the
They
show.
do.
They have a lot of banter back and forth where he's, Spybot's kind of scaring him. And my first
true.
thing too is we've already seen recently, I have this guy as a desk buddy right now, is the IG-12 from last year.
Oh yeah.
And they did a really good job packing in a lot of that tooling and making it so that you very easily get that figure in and out of the droid there. So I feel like they could do a really good job with a Vario figure.
Yeah. I do too.
It's like Hunter says in the chat right now. Yeah, give Vario the IG-12 treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are we doing? Mods in the chat, you're all fired. We have to get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. If I hear Lobot one more time, I'm ending the stream. Anyway. But,
you know what I actually want, Tommy, in Maul Shadow Lord packaging is a Lobot.
No. All right. Guys, it was nice seeing Fig. We're never going to talk to him again. All right, everybody, have a good night.
Oh,
But somebody else had a good one in here. Seriously, when it comes to the TK troopers, though, man, especially like I know that there's a rumor that Black Series is getting one sooner than later. I hope that TVC would follow suit, because like with that Republic gunship HasLab coming, and one of my favorite shots in the whole series is when they're about to escape to get to the Hex, which is Maul's like ship. And they're on that bridge, they're getting chased by the TK troopers, and here comes that gunship with Marok and 11th Brother on it, and it's full of TK troopers. I'm like, dude, I would love to get that display filled out, man. Yeah.
that would go hard.
Yeah. But I'm gonna keep up with the chat here.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
go ahead, Fig.
just with Shadow Lord too. His intro in that season, like how they kind of portrayed where he's been and what he's been up to, and how the series starts, really to me was like a great hook.
Yeah.
They just, it's like you said, if you know Darth Maul the character, you've seen other animations, especially
Right.
Clone Wars and Rebels, you kind of know he has a pretty big history and he has a lot of stuff that's happened to him. So like that adds so much to this show. But I do also agree, like if you don't know, like one of my coworkers, he loves Star Wars, but he's just not like into the animation.
Right.
He doesn't watch it as much. And he asked me, like, do I need to watch? I was like, you don't need to. And so he watched and he's like, I thought it was awesome. And
Yeah.
it made him want to. So it made him want to go look at that Clone Wars and
Okay.
Rebels. And I was like, I got to warn you, the animation's not going to be as good, but the storytelling is going to be, there's hits on both of those series. So that aspect, when a show can do that, like make you want to watch more of that fandom, like that's another nod to how good this show is.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Spitting.
Yeah, honestly though, I loved the show. I loved every episode. But what I loved in a different way, and I forget, someone asked me just this morning which I liked more, Mando and Grogu or Maul Shadow Lord. and I really couldn't pick because very briefly, because spoiler alert, Jacob hasn't seen Mando and Grogu yet, so I'm not gonna spoil it. Mando dies. But
That's it. I'm out.
that's but Mando and Grogu, it's like it's a completely different level of enjoyment. Like, it's a different kind of enjoyment. It reminded me so much of watching season 1 of The Mandalorian, when everything was very simple. It was an adventure. It wasn't the most groundbreaking, earth-shattering, lore-challenging story, like with Maul Shadow Lord, which is like creating these big story beats now, like to generate this era and kind of push us forward in the post-Republic, new Empire era. Mando and Grogu is that is to me is a movie that you could know absolutely nothing about Star Wars, and they give you enough context jumping right in that you could go in beginning to end. But then, if no matter what generation of Star Wars fan you are, there's something for you to catch those little member berries and catch those little references. Oh, I remember that from the movies that I grew up with as a kid. That's a fun little,
Nice.
nod, things like that. So, Fig, how did you enjoy Mando and Grogu yourself? I'm sorry, Mando and Grugo. Mando and Grugo.
It was better than I thought it would be. I mean, but I didn't have like big expectations for it at all. But I want to enjoy it, and that's what happened. I really enjoyed it, and I am boasting about the action in it. I thought the action was some of the best we've had in recent years for Star Wars. And like people go, well, like some people always say like, oh, laser swords, explosions, is that all Star Wars about? Well, no, but to me, it's part of the circle. Like, that's what makes it cool. I mean, there's so many other movies out there that do a really good job and better storytelling than Star Wars, but they don't have laser swords. They don't have TIE fighters. They don't have AT-ATs. They don't have cool-looking Mandalorians, etc., etc. They work together. I also like that it was a complete story. Like Tommy said, you don't need to watch anything else, but it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it wraps up. And I feel like a lot of other shows have kind of had struggles with that on Disney Plus, where they don't know where they're going with their story. And as a viewer, that really takes me out, and that didn't happen. So I really liked it. Not to spoil anything, but my favorite part is the beginning, that whole whatever, probably 15,
first
20
10 minutes. Yeah,
maybe 10. I just loved it. It was like just pure fun, awesome Star Wars. And again, the action, special effects look great. And it made me feel like I was like a continuation of season 1, that style, which is probably arguably my favorite season 1 and 2. So I just really liked it and pleasantly surprised. And I feel like most of the people I've talked to have really enjoyed it. And my last thing is, I just don't think it's one of those movies compared to something like Andor.
No.
They're their own things. And, you should not, and in my opinion, again, don't compare every aspect of Star Wars to one type, because it's huge. There's different types of Star Wars, and they all can be good. So, like, I see that a lot. People always want to throw the Andor card out lately on everything, and I get it. It was, for most people, an amazing show. It did really well, good story, yada, yada, but it's like, there's other aspects. Like, Mando is equally as good in its own way.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you said, the name is Star Wars, so without the explosions and the lightsabers and the TIE fighters, you don't have Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I will forever blame my local movie theater for being under renovation for the last 84 years, for the reason being I haven't seen Mando and Grogu yet. But I've heard nothing but awesome things. And like you said, you can't compare it to Andor. You can't compare it to Clone Wars. Can't compare it to Revenge of the Sith, because it is Star Wars, but it's different Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think what Disney was aiming for, after not having Star Wars in the theaters for the last 7-8 years, right?
It was a little over 6 years. Yeah.
A little over 6. Okay, thank you. So for a little over 6 years, we haven't had Star Wars, and I think they just wanted something, like you said, something that people can go into, casual Star Wars fans, diehard fans, people who don't know too much about Star Wars, without having to know too much about it. People get the member berries for those who know and interact with the media. But other than that, it seems just like a fun blockbuster kind of summer movie, and I'm excited to see it. I really am. And Man Dude and Goku or Maul Shadow Lord.
Goku.
So you can't compare the two. Again, they're totally different. They are under the same umbrella, but just different apples to oranges in my opinion. So
yeah, for me, it's this is a good one to apply that same logic. I actually really liked. I was watching the replay on Sith Lord 229's last Toy Talk and live chat. I think they put that on yesterday. Nice. And they were bringing up some really good points about Mando and Grogu because people keep saying it's a fun Star Wars adventure. That's exactly what I called it. I did a little vlog on my first watch of it, and it's a fun Star Wars adventure. And I've seen like film bros and that kind of audience saying like, well, that's just your disguise for it saying it's bad. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's just a different kind of storytelling. Not everything should be dark and gritty and focused toward the adult audience. What I loved and what I keep hearing from other fans is Mando and Grogu is the movie that you could take. I mean, I took my grandfather to the movie. My dad was at the movie. My 15-year-old brother was at the movie. My 6-year-old nephew was there. All different generations, and we all enjoyed the movie the same amount. So it wasn't a kids movie, it wasn't an adult movie, it was a family watch, and that for me is what Star Wars is at its core. That's a huge pillar of what Star Wars is. It's about family. So that I think to me is like a 6-year-old is not going to enjoy Andor the same way that we are as adults, and no, that's the same thing can be said. Like my brother Logan, 15 years old, he can't get through Andor. He tries. It just doesn't appeal to him,
Props to Logan.
But seriously, like that's how it is, though. It's just not for everybody, And I think that social media has really bred this, and this is what Sith Lord 229 and his guys brought up too. Was there's like this film bro culture in social media now. That now it's kind of become an expectation that every time you go to the movie theater, it's supposed to be this life-changing experience that you walk out, you want to... No, I can get the same level of enjoyment, a different kind of enjoyment through Mando and Grogu. And if you're going into it, and it's got a lot of heart. The movie has a lot of heart. And there are certain sequences in the movie that really, I would argue, really change the trajectory of what's going to come next for this era of Star Wars a lot more than people realize, whether it's like little character moments or interactions, or I think that people are kind of underplaying some of the big character moments in this movie because nothing because a physical action didn't happen, as opposed to watching visual storytelling and going, oh wow, like I see what they're doing here, because this is going to play a part in the future as this storyline. Because that's another reason I think they went for this particular story in the theaters. This is the Star Wars that they're going to continue to ride on with. This is the era that they're going to continue on with, whether it's Ahsoka 2 or it's Mando 4 or it's the Heir to the Empire movie, or all these different things we've been hearing about rumblings of and rumors of behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. There are plans to continue this story of this 30-year gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So I think this is a great way to get this particular story out to as many people as possible, so that when they continue to bring this era to the theaters, people are at least familiar with what's kind of going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah. So I think, honestly, I think you'll enjoy the movie. I think when you go see it, you'll have fun. And it's just a fun adventure.
I've been grabbing some of the figures already, and I haven't seen it. I just still need to grab some of the other troopers, but but I love these figures, especially that Mando. Was it the Durasteel man? The Pagadon? Yeah.
He's technically not. I've been yelled at on SWTVC. He is not called Durasteel Mando. It technically is still Beskar. It's just old, worn Beskar. It's people call him Durasteel because he has the plastoid shoulder bell for the shore trooper shoulder.
Right.
Oh, I do see that.
But some people,
he doesn't have his first part, right? The Mando.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Pagodon Mando.
Pagodon. And that's why they got away with not including his Ambin rifle, because specifically in that opening scene, he's not wearing his Ambin rifle, right?
Goodness gracious.
It's not like we already have 17,000 of those in our
That's
collection
true.
anyways, right?
That's true.
I mentioned that in one of our chats a while back. I think I threw
Yeah.
pictures because I was doing some organizing, and it's like, this is a kind of a side tangent, but here we are. Is like, if you've been collecting a while, because I hear people always talk about lots of accessories, lots of new accessories and unique, I'm always a fan of, but like
Yeah.
the Ambin rifle.
Ambin rifle, yeah.
Yeah, Ambin, like, I mean, if you've been collecting since, let's say, Mando season 1 started, you probably have at least a handful of those, and
Yeah.
you're probably not all on display. So like, there's always that, like, I love it when figures come with accessories because you feel like you get more for your buck, but at the same time, I'm like, if it doesn't, some people get I've seen it in the comments, like everything. Some people get very upset. Why didn't he use this, for example, in the show or for the movie? Why doesn't he come with it? It's like, well, we have 5 figures with that same exact accessory, and it's like a double-edged sword. But I digress on that. Let's reel it back in.
Yeah, but for me, man, I as much as I thought going into the movie, I thought Embo was going to be the one to steal the show. The only other thing I'll say about the movie was actually Rada was the one that stole the show for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, he stole the show for me. He was great. And look at this, Blitz trying to retcon Stormtrooper. And everybody boo 212 Hunter in the chat because he's a fake fan. Because actually, technically, Black Series, the Muddy Mando, he has the Beskar shoulder pauldron instead of the Shore Trooper pauldron. The Muddy Mando, the Poop
shit.
Mando. Everybody boo him in the chat. There we go. 80s going on with the booing. Yeah, but didn't he get his rifle? Yes, he gets it blown up in the Razor Crest in season 2. But yeah, and then this is another one completely unrelated to this conversation, but I really hope Moff X puts out that Bosk. That will be a day one purchase for me.
I
Yeah.
think we're going like 2.5 years since it was released.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you guys know, but we started a hashtag on my last live reactions live stream from the Hasbro fan stream this last week. Speaking of Rada,
Yes.
we have a hashtag Riot for Rada because that's what we're gonna do because Hasbro didn't reveal a damn Rada. So everybody in the chat, give me a hashtag Riot for Rada in the chat. I was so sure, dude. I was so sure of myself that they were gonna give us a Rada in either Black Series or TVC this past Tuesday, and then here we are. We got neither. I would say confidently he is coming, but I think they're saving that for like San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're like they pay a lot of money to be at that event every year, and I know they save a lot of their big reveals. Like last year that's where they revealed the Republic Gunship HasLab. Like that's where they do their big stuff, is at arguably the biggest convention, So
Yeah, that makes sense that they're saving something big for that really reveal.
yeah, we got people in the chat. They're rioting for Rada. See, so we also have to hashtag calling for Carson. That was my other hashtag. I'm calling because, dude, I saw Paul Soon-Young Lee said he wasn't going to be in the movie, and then he trolled everybody, and then he's in the movie, and I spoiled the movie. All right, guys.
So with that being said,
It's not. It's completely unnecessary to the. You say that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
oh no.
No,
Yeah.
please.
But anyway, he's beyond that. Carson Teva is easily the biggest hole missing in the Mandoverse and the Black Series for me. We have him in TVC, other than maybe Pelimoto or everybody's favorite, Fig's favorite bounty hunter from season 1.
Oh yeah, let's go. I just watched that episode like today. Rewatching it, we started rewatching it.
Why can't I think of his name? Why am I?
You're messing with me.
No, I can't think of. Give me a second. I'm Toro Calican. There we go. Yeah, man. Woo. But hey, also shout out to everybody. Let me show this off before I forget here. But yeah, anyway, Mando Grogu, good movie. If you disagree, you're stupid and wrong. And that's all I have to say on that. But yeah, let me share my screen real quick because I know you guys keep sharing them in the chat, but we can't see them on StreamYard. So again, I want to give a special thank you to our friend Great White North Empire. Super cool guy. Surprised me with some emojis for Blitz transmissions. And check it out. We got 12 new emojis. So if you're a Rancor Battalion channel member, it's 99 cents a month. You get access to these 12 emojis. There may be more in the works with somebody else, so I don't want to spoil anything yet, but we are working on more. We have, obviously, Cloner. Give us the Cloner emojis. We got Papa Pong up here. We got Bly, of course. We got the Blitz Brigade emoji. We got Zero the Hut himself. Mama! We got the Lat Hat from the Republic Gunship campaign in emoji format. We got Peak. We got the Dirge helmet. We've got the saluting clone trooper, Boss Nass, laughing. We got 99, and of course we have the cloner version with all of the Attack of the Clones ranks.
Nice. I love that Boss Nass.
Yeah, dude. So shout out to Great White North Empire. I have to give a special plug to him. Let's see if it'll let me. Make sure you check him out, dude. This guy is super, super talented. I mean, seriously, like, he makes these little, like, pamphlets, like you'd get back in the day, like when you'd open up like a Revenge of the Sith figure or a 30th anniversary figure, and you would get these little checklists in with your, with every single, like, he did this for every release for 2026 so far.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is everything that Black Series has put out for 2026, and he's in Canada, so he even gives you what exclusive they are to the US and to Canada. And you can see he's got all different kinds of stuff in here, vehicle sets, multi-packs, the mini helmets. You know, he's got some coming soons here, the full-size helmets, the Force FX sabers.
Wow.
He did a really cool poster from the Tuesday fan stream reveals, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like, just a super cool guy. He's super down to earth. I talk to him pretty regularly, and he's just awesome, man. Like, here's a Battle of Geonosis TVC graphic that he made, kind of talking about all the different things that have come out for that. Like, just so cool. He did a Maul Shadow Lord poster with Black Series figures. Like,
sick.
Well, technically TVC in there too, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, here's another May the 4th be with you.
Oh, wow. That's
from the fan stream at the beginning of the month.
Man, what a talented person. Talented individual.
And I could sit here and scroll on his page all day, but he also did some really cool custom art for March Madness. He did, like, for all the March Madness polls. Like, he made this for me. Again, complete surprise. He just, like, makes these and he sends them to me. And I'm like, dude, you're too cool, man. But yeah, he did one for all 4 of the March Madnesses that go on every single March. 3 for Black Series, 1 for TVC. And yeah, so he's just a super cool guy. And I know he did like a winner post for all 4. Here they are, yeah, all 4 of the winners from all 4 of the brackets that go on every single March. So we got little crowns on everybody here. I mean, come on, man, that's just too fun. But yeah, enough glazing. Great White North Empire. I don't want his head to get bigger than it already is, right? But yeah, so here you got everybody's doing their little emojis in the chat because everybody here is, of course, Rancor Battalion channel members, so they're showing off all their things there. Mama! I might the other guy that's helping me with emojis. He is making a 0-1 that actually says "Mama."
Nice.
So we'll have 2 0 emojis. we have some other fun ones planned. We're the guy I'm working with is designing like a Blitz kind of like a chibi almost character that's more simplistic, so he can like emote and do different things, and so it's gonna be fun. Yeah, right so on. keep a lookout for that. But yeah, everybody's got their emojis going on in here. But yeah, so guys, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to jump into our main course of conversation if you guys are.
Let's make it happen.
Let's go for it. So it's kind of funny because I've been having these conversations with both of you guys individually as of the last maybe month or two about kind of like either like what the kind of content we want to make changing, or like our collecting habits changing, and just like your interests changing over time. So I kind of thought it would be fun, the three of us being on this stream, to have that discussion and to kind of like talk about that a little more in depth. So I'll lead off the conversation with, I got into collecting as an adult back in 2019. So I was a pre-COVID collector. I was not in it, with the COVID wave of collectors, which makes me cooler than COVID wave collectors. But I actually, fun fact, was an avid collector, boomy, of Funko Pops. I was a Star Wars Funko Pop collector. At one point I think at the biggest my collection was, I had almost 200 Star Wars Funko Pops. Took almost all of them to consignment. And I've gotten rid of all of them at my local, collectible action figure store. So those have long since been sold. I've only kept, you can actually see them in like the top corner of my screen here. I have like just a few that are either sentimental to me or that like are very rare and were very hard for me to get, Yeah, here we go. Funko Pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I love my Zero impression. I've never changed my collecting habits.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, okay, Hunter.
Hunter.
All right, buddy. Just ban him. Get rid of him.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but 212th quitter. That's what we call him now. 212th getter out of the hobbyer. That's what we call him now.
Oh my god.
So I was into Funko Pops. I was collecting Black Series, kind of dabbling end of 2019, and then as time went on, actually mostly because the 1313 podcast guys were getting into Black Series pretty heavily right around that time. So I kind of transitioned over to Black Series, got head over heels into that line, and that really is the line that brought me into my adult collecting. And over the last 5 or 6 years since I've started collecting as an adult, I never would have imagined what my collecting habits would be like now compared to when I started. Because at the time I was like a Black Series purist. I was Black Series and that was it. And ever since then, a lot has changed. So you guys will watch the channel. You guys know how my collecting habits have changed, so I won't bore you to death with that story. But Fig, give us kind of a rundown on your, I guess, where you're at, how you got to where you're at now.
I would say like in the last, really this year, probably like after the Black Series Most Wanted, I went heavy in the paint with Black Series. That's always been like that's how I started, was Black Series, really. Back when it started the line, 2013. So that's always been my number one. But I would say this year especially, it's kind of, I say that and I have like 4 of them to the left of me, but it's taken a back seat to just other fandoms. I've always collected multiple lines, and I will say this year I've bought more of Warhammer 40K than I have Star Wars Black Series, and I've bought equal, if not more, G.I. Joe Classified than Black Series. And I think a part of that is just because when you collect something so long, I still love that line, but there's other, we talk about this on promotion line here on the Wednesday Toy Box Chronicles. Be there, check it out. We cover all kinds of different lines and media and stuff like that. But where the toys are right now for collecting, they're phenomenal. People are just making insane stuff. So, I've always had a passion for those other fandoms. And so where the figures are starting to look as good, in some cases better than what we're getting in Star Wars. So I was just like, yeah, man. And then I just enjoy those figures overall. I will say though, Mando and Grogu and Maul I was kind of like on the fence going, I love Star Wars, always will, but I just might kind of let it do its thing for a while and I'll be in this lane. I watched that show and that movie and it was like, whoosh, nope, you're not going anywhere. So it's just, I'm also a lot more selective. I don't like to buy as much all at once. And I feel like I enjoy my figures more when I have less now, when I get less, instead of having, 20 figures sitting over here that I haven't touched. I feel it gets lost in the sauce, if you will. So that's just my thing. I feel when I get like maybe 4 or 5 at one time, or just 1 or 2, and I go a few weeks without doing anything, I actually enjoy the hobby more. It just makes me appreciate it more. And I think that's what that's really about, is appreciating this hobby. And another big thing, on this stream, I'm on Toy Box Chronicles, but I've cut a lot back on my socials and just interactions in general. I used to be really heavy about Discord and other people's Discords. I used to be in there way too much and just get kind of drawn into a lot of things that I found out don't really make me happy with this hobby. So I've cut a lot of that out, and I've been really picky and choosy on where I spend my time in Discords and social media with the hobby, and it's just a lot more fun. And my last question that I asked myself a while back, if I didn't talk to anybody, if I didn't know anybody that did this, would these still make me happy? And I found out, yes, they do. This is just the cherry on the top, but I would do this without social media, without streams, without YouTube, because I like it and I take photography of my figures, and that's my enjoyment. If one person likes it, nobody likes what I do, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's my happy hobby, and yeah, I don't need that, but I do enjoy that part of it. I just don't need it to justify my collecting.
Right. Absolutely. And we got Bly coming in here. How do we ban a moderator? Is that a thing? Can we do that? Can we do that? But Jacob, were you jumping in?
I was just going to say, I think that's probably a place that we all aspire to be at, Fig, is just doing your own thing, collecting what you want to collect when you want to collect it, not having to worry about socials and interacting, because like you said, it is fun and it's nice to have camaraderie and rapport with people. But if what you're doing and what you're collecting isn't making you happy, then what's the point? You should probably change it up, or at least, try to look within yourself and ask, why are you doing this? And what is this? What do these type of things bring to the table for you at the end of the day? So just wanted to kind of piggyback on that.
Yeah, hell yeah. I did want to jump in with a question we have in the chat here from July. What's going on? Why would Black Series be preferred over TVC when considering TVC's scale allows for detail, articulation, and interaction with vehicles, playsets, and creatures? I'll jump in first here because I'm not to glaze myself or anything, but I do consider myself the Bendu now because I'm the one in the middle. I walk both worlds. I collect Black Series and TVC. But I will say, having an appreciation for both scales and what both lines do, I genuinely think it comes down to what you prefer for your display. Like, I think with Vintage Collection, that's what drew me in, was it's doing things that I can't do with Black Series. I can't have a bunch of Republic gunships in Black Series scale. But I could do that in Vintage Collection. I can't have a shelf where I have 75 clone troopers on a bookshelf and I have room for like 30 more. That's not something I can do with Black Series. That's something I could do with TVC. I can really army build. I can really bring the scale and the world building to my collection. However, for the longest time, that wasn't something that I cared about at all for my display. I just wanted the characters, and that's why you see like this big display that's across the top of my bookshelves here. That's all of the Star Wars animated projects, like Tales of the Jedi, 03 Clone Wars. It goes into the 08 Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. Pretty soon Maul Shadow Lord will join the mix there. But that for me, it's like, I look at it like when you're a kid and you would go to like Hobby Lobby or your comic book store, or like they used to have them at Walmart, just a big character poster where it's all the characters lined up on the landscape poster, and you just stick it on your wall with some Scotch tape. This is a 3D version of that I can have, and I can change what characters are on it. I can make sure that I can curate it exactly how I want it to be. So for the longest time, I didn't care at all to collect TVC, even though now because part of it was at the time I didn't appreciate what TVC does, and now I do. That's, I think, my answer. Do you guys have any like different perspectives on that?
So I don't have too many TVC figures, but what I do have, I am I'm very pleased with. I think the detail, especially with the last, waves over the last 6 months, like the Shock T,
Yeah.
right? Like that type of when all that stuff was announced, the Padme and all that stuff is just, it looks amazing. It really does. The reason why I like to collect the Black Series more is the same reason why you could argue I like to collect 6 scale too, is because you get more canvas. There's more detail packed into it. And for me, what I'm usually after when I collect is representation. There's some bird chirping. I'm sorry if that's coming through the mic.
You're good. You're good.
The
I was
reason
like somebody's
why...
kettle's going off in the background.
Oh, sorry, I'm making some tea. So the representation is what I'm after, and having that representation in the most accurate or what you would call an accurate detail is what I'm after. Mm-hmm. So, you can just pack more. Not that TVC doesn't have detail, but there's just more on the Black Series because it's a bigger sculpt.
Right.
And I do think that one thing that Hasbro has done excellently with, compared to Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe and stuff, is I love how, let's see if we can use Mando for an example. Everything like the arms and the joints, they're so flush, whereas G.I. Joe and stuff like that, right? They kind of have those divots, and Fig knows what I'm talking about, right? Hopefully.
It's a style to it.
Totally. And the Star Wars, even TVC has the style to it. Just has it looks amazing. So you can't go wrong with either Black Series or TVC. But I do think that the Black Series is giving you a little bit more as far as if you want just the representation of your favorite characters, go Black Series. If you want, like July is saying in his comment here, TVC allows for detail, which it does. But more so the vehicles, playsets, and creatures, I think, is what people are after, like the Mos Eisley set or the gunship, right? You can't have, like he said, you can't have that on your shelf in the Black Series. So
yeah, it's just, I mean, for the average collector, that's not a reality.
Right.
So,
yeah. The space and money is always the biggest thing, even if they did make that stuff in the Black Series.
Right.
Now that said, I would buy it. Like came out if they at SDCC, if it's like the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, and they're like, yeah, guys, so we have a $1,200 Black Series scale Republic gunship. Oh yeah, take my money. Give me that. I'll take quad pay. Take my money, dude. Man.
You'd see behind me, it'd be like on this giant table because I would not risk hanging that, but it'd just take up the whole space. But like, I mean, for like the hardcore collectors, like, I want that in the Black Series. I'm sorry, are you still going, Jacob? I don't want to.
No, go for it. Yeah, thanks for letting me. Yeah,
just the flow in there. There's a big difference between both of them. For me, it's just a personal thing. I started with the Black Series. I grew up where I was born in the late 70s, so I had the original Kenner toys at some point in my life. Yeah. I played with 3.75 action G.I. Joes, and at the time as a kid, they were great. A lot of people my age love that, and that's what they prefer. I'm a little different-minded. I had those as a kid. I'm an adult collector. I want the coolest, the newest stuff. Mm-hmm. That really intrigues me, and that's really what I like. So that at the time, the 6-inch Black Series line was revolutionary. There's never been one in Star Wars. And that first wave, I saw it on Pegs, and I was like, these are phenomenal. The paint, what they come with, they're like on a whole other level.
Yeah.
And that's what got me hooked. And because I'm so deep in it, to switch over to, I love what TVC's doing, but I'm not in a position, I don't want to be in a position to get rid of all this and switch to another scale. It's it's just one of those things where I do pick up TVC now and then and mostly keep them on card, but I've opened a few and they're phenomenal. I actually was really tempted to get a TVC, the Obi-Wan and his
Airborne Trooper.
Pack. Yes. I saw that on the shelves at Walmart the other day, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I was very tempted to get it, and that's a good thing. It's really a preference now. They both do phenomenal jobs, and you look at the team we have for Hasbro on both sides of that, they're doing like exceptionally well promoting their product this year especially, and so like I get why people collect both. Like if I only collected Star Wars, I would definitely have a TVC display. But as I mentioned, I collect other fandoms, so there's just no room for it. Yeah. And then to go off of like what Jacob was saying, like here's a G.I. Joe Classified. They really focus on more articulation. They do a good well blending it, but like, you can see. I don't know if it's coming to my camera.
Yeah, I
but
see it.
Oh yeah, the knee.
They have double joints, and same with the arm.
Mhm.
So Star Wars is the Black Series more focused on the look and then articulation, where like GI Joe and Marvel Legends try to mix it, and they're not going to give up one or the other. So it's just it's like one of those things. It's really preference, man. I can't if you like vehicles, obviously go with TVC. You're going to get way more vehicles. They focus their, what do we get, like 3 or 4 a year now? Is it that many? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't really collect that line that much. So I'm not too trendy on the quantity, but Black Series, we get small vehicles, if that, and there's always that kind of there's like what's the word I'm looking for? There's like a stigma attached to Black Series now. If you've been doing this for a while, you know that vehicles don't tend to sell well on the line. So it is, Hasbro's kind of like, at the end of the day, they're like, well, we know TVC sells vehicle-wise. That's where our bang's going to go. And Black Series is still trying to work on that. And I think we'll get some as time goes on. I mean, we are getting the ATRT.
Yeah.
Finally.
That looks insane.
Finally.
Yeah, so you can get both. And to go back to both Jacob and Tommy said, is like they both are awesome to collect, and they have their different styles for different folks, and it really comes down to what you want. I think 2026 they are both like this. They're both king of the Star Wars. I think they're the best product you can get in those price ranges by a big company. So we're eating good. And again, I get why Tommy, especially with the HasLab, why you've switched over to a lot of TVC.
Yeah.
Because you're a Star Wars collector. So it's like you're eating good from 3.75, 1/12, and 1/6. It's like,
all
dude,
at the same time.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. July really thanks us for our answers here. Yeah, but we got everybody's kind of jumping in with, and this kind of the same as Chaotic Clouds here. I collect all the scales as long as they're in scale. Talking to you, Funko Pops. But no, I mean, and I think for me, that's kind of why I switched a lot more of my focus to incorporating into TVC a lot more, is because it's funny. I was a big hater for the longest time with TVC, and I prided myself on that. But then TVC did something that I was really excited about. And then all of a sudden, everything, my whole perspective on it changed. And what makes me want to collect more than one scale, which is never, that's how my habits have changed most. When I started, it was Black Series. And I had, one hot toy, and I had, one Lego set and one TVC figure, but it was Black Series, Black Series, Black Series. And what's changed for me over time is that as time has gone on, the companies have all gotten better at putting things out that I want. They're putting more of what I want out, as opposed to just, I get all the figures from this one line and I really don't care about what the other lines are putting out. It makes me want to dabble in everything all at once, as opposed to just locking myself and sticking myself to just one single line, because I feel like that also makes you a little bit bitter and a little bit cynical if you only collect one action figure line, with Hot Toys just going absolutely crazy this past month with almost 25 Star Wars releases in the month of May. Are you kidding me? And it's like Darth Moocher says, it's that line, collect Star Wars. That was a big thing that I loved about, and I think that changed my collecting habits too. The Republic Gunship HasLab, at least here on this channel, really kind of just squashed the whole Scale Wars thing. It took this moment where a bunch of people that thought we were all on different sides now finding this common thing that we all wanted to see succeed, and now it's now we all can just enjoy it, and we can all just enjoy the same thing together and enjoy the collecting, as opposed to paying it. Oh, well, you got this and I didn't get this, and oh, haha, well, I get this and you don't. Nah, man, if you just collect Star Wars, if you just collect what you want, then there's no tribalism to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what gets me excited. But yeah, I would say that's my biggest broad stroke as to how my habits have changed. It's been
Nice.
from being a loyalist to just one action figure line to now I'm into TVC, I'm into Hot Toys. I still collect. I haven't picked one up in a while, but Micro Galaxy Squadron, still love Micro Galaxy
they're cool.
Squadron. Yeah, but yeah. So who
Yeah.
still? Jacob, you still needed to explain your
Yeah.
habits changing. Yeah.
And I just wanted to address, let's see, Bounty Brews. They said, I'm in a dilemma. I've collected all lines and quit. I'm thinking about focusing on Hot Toys for main display, but considering still dipping in good. Still dip in Black Series in TVC. Don't get rid of that stuff. But if you wanted to, focus on Hot Toys, that's kind of where I'm going for, and I'll explain myself here in a second. Sideshow has some awesome Module cases available for pre-order. They're supposed to be releasing, supposed to, because we all know Module case. It's supposed to be releasing in August, I believe.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do for my Black Series, because I'm just so tired of the Billy bookcase thing, is I'm going to get a smaller Module case and set that up for Black Series with risers and stuff
There you
like
go.
that. So I'm pretty stoked on that. That should be pretty cool. But yeah, Bounties and Brews, definitely check out Sideshow, and yeah, don't stop collecting TVC and Black Series, even if you get into 6-scale stuff.
Just don't dip it. I hope you mean you want to dip into Black Series, not dip into BS. Because if you want to dip into BS, I would argue against that.
I mean,
Yeah,
No BS.
I've dipped into the BS before. I don't want anything to do with it ever again. So. But Jacob, yeah, if you want to fill everybody in on how your habits have changed over with your collecting.
Sure. So, when I first started to get into collecting, I was interested in both 1/12 and 1/6 at the same time. So quite an interesting and what I've found to come out to realize is an expensive hobby of collecting multiple lines, as I'm sure Tommy and both Fig knows, they collect multiple different lines. So, but over the last, I would say probably 2 months, I've really been thinking about, what I'm collecting and why I'm collecting it. And aside from the new Mando figures, the Stormtrooper, the AT-AT driver, and Pagadon Mando himself, I haven't bought any new Black Series since probably Anakin and Obi-Wan came out.
Wow.
So to me, I was kind of like, okay, what am I doing this for? Collecting. Obviously, I think it was someone in chat was like what you collect, love what you collect, or whatever like that. I just thought that was great. So what I'm trying to say is, being a YouTuber, also just like Tommy, I have been doing a lot of Black Series topical videos, and I haven't done any reviews for a while. You can only do so many topical videos, I feel like, before you just stop having fun or it starts to get repetitive. And although they did perform really well on the channel, 1,500 views here or 2,000 views here, it's like, that's great, and getting a lot of new interactions and subs and stuff. I wasn't having fun. So Tommy and I were talking about this in a private chat. If you're not having fun, I think it's time to sit back and kind of look at, just reflect, in a positive way, what you want to do in the future and all that stuff. So basically what I'm trying to get at is I'm still trying to figure out what to do with Star Wars Collective. I've been posting some Battlefront videos here and there, but for collecting, I'm not going to stop collecting Black Series. Might just not post, them as reviews. Sometimes it's fun to have, little W's for yourself and not have to worry about breaking out the camera and writing the script and voice recording it on the mic and stuff, your voice and all that. So still going to collect TVC stuff, but I am going to primarily focus more on curating my 6-scale collection. And, when the Module cases come, I have, I do collect outside of Star Wars. So I actually have what's called my icons shelf. And that's all of the iconic movies. So Terminator, Lord of the Rings, Superman, Spider-Man, Harry Potter, all my favorite stuff from childhood. That's in my icons section. And I'm going to have a Module case, a regular size Module case, as my icons shelf. And I'm going to put the Black Series on top. Sweet. And I have 2 IKEA glass cabinets that are going to go on either side. So I'm really, really looking forward to building out the collection and, to continue just collecting in general. I've only been doing it since about the end of 2024. So about a year and a half or so now. And I've met some great people like Tommy and Fig and, Stone Mando and 212 Hunter and
well, not 212 Hunter.
Well, maybe not, but Darth Moocher too and stuff like that, right? So, and then people in the chat too, like familiar faces, Max Rebo and Chaotic Clouds and stuff like that. So, it's a great community to be a part of. Like Fig did say, it is the cherry on top interacting. And I'm going to be the first one to say this is not a hot take at all. I hate Instagram. I hate
Really? You're not an Instagram guy?
I am not. I struggle to post anything, but what I do use it for is to communicate and interact with great gentlemen and people like yourself. So it's worth it in that end. And just like, I think it was Chaotic that said, like what you collect and love what you collect or whatever. So Yeah, that's it's funny you brought that up. I have a similar shelf, and I don't call it an icons shelf. I guess I never had a name for it, but that's a good name for it. I've got the icons. I've
got like all my childhood favorites on there, and I'm still building it out because that's kind of the fun of it is okay, then eventually I'll get to this, and eventually I just recently I got the Mezco Samurai Jack I put on there.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got like a Marvel Legends, like the original Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Like when I was a kid, that was my Spider-Man, more so than Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. Like when I was a kid, they had in the newspaper, if you paid like an extra $1, I think, they would give you an issue of the original Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man run every single week. And so I think I had the first like 50 or so, but like that was my Spider-Man. So like that's my Spider-Man figure. I've got like the Halo Reach Noble Team from the Jazzware Spartan Collection line. I've got Hunter Knows. I've got Yusuke Urameshi and SH Figuarts from the 90s anime Yu Yu Hakusho. Like just little things in there. Yeah, I've got like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan in his season 1 get up. So little things like that I really enjoy. The main protagonists, I've got a little display. Like I actually just got the because I saw Stone Mando reviewed it, and it's that Iron Man 1 Iron Man, the Marvel Legends.
I
bought that figure because I dressed up as Iron Man for Halloween one year, and my dad made me like a custom Iron Man helmet that went all the way around your head instead of just the face mask. Like for the Halloween, and I would wear it all the time. I'd wear it all the time in the house, and I was running around with it. I loved Iron Man 1. So like just characters like that. That's also another way that my collecting has changed as well. Is I'm not so, just in general, like I'm not so stuck with like stupid arbitrary rules that I gave to myself with collecting. It's like no, I don't owe anybody anything. It's just my collection is my collection, and that's if you think it's stupid that I like clone troopers too much, then I acknowledge I like them a little too much, but like that's what I like to collect. I'll buy the same damn figure painted 1,000 different ways, and that's how I collect. That's what my if you like that bald bitch Lobot, that's all you, Moocher. That's all you, man. So but that's everybody has their thing, and that's another thing I've come to change my habits on a little bit too, is not poo-pooing on things that other collectors get excited about. I of course have my preferences, and there are things that I wouldn't buy, I would never get for my collection, but that doesn't mean that I necessarily need to try to prove to you why you also shouldn't like it or shouldn't want it. That's something that it's again that tribalism, and kind of to Fig's point, that's another way that I've changed in my habits as well. I've also unplugging from social media and locking in more. Life gets busy, and sometimes you need to put you change your priorities around a little bit. And that has really affected how I have pivoted and looked at my collection too. And it makes you appreciate what you have and maybe realize it's time to get rid of some stuff. I don't really appreciate this or that anymore. But yeah,
that's I feel like a side of collecting that maybe folks don't talk about too much, is like maybe not necessarily like purging, but like just getting rid of some stuff that you don't vibe with anymore, don't have the connection to. Like it's okay. You don't have to hold on to everything. Maybe someone else wants that in their collection really badly, and you can make a little bit of side money. Not anything crazy like profit, but something to fund something else. Like fund the collection with the collection. I am a big advocate of doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it helps.
Mm-hmm.
We got actual Stu John Jedi, not Hal Runner Base's fake account that he pretends he's Stu John Jedi with.
What's up, Stu John?
Also got Darth
Oh.
Bane in the chat. What's going on, man?
Love the name.
And
Nice
then
profile picture.
Max Rebo wants to know if Jacob is drinking out of a Campbell's soup can.
Yes, I'm a huge Campbell's guy. No, it's a Spindrift. I'm quite hooked on these. No matter what you say, I like it. It's great stuff.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We got Jeffrey the Hutt saying he's been fiending for Rada the Hutt since he was in the trailers. Dude, I know. I mean, which fun fact, they modeled Bly's build for Rada the Hutt for the movie.
Yeah.
Did you guys know?
It's his body double.
It's a body double. Actually, they just painted him and they airbrushed him and they put him in the
It's
movie
really
with the.
just Bly.
It's really just Bly, but that's another one. It's like I don't care if you think that, you know, Rada the Hutt was stupid in the movie. I don't care if you think that like Clone Wars is like, you know, goo goo gaga like for babies. Like that's my Star Wars. That's what I grew up with. And in the same way, I'm not going to tell you that you're stupid for wanting Jabba denizens and Cantina aliens. That's not what I would collect, but that's not my place to tell you what you're allowed to be excited about, what you're not allowed to be excited about, you know?
Yeah.
You got Bly in here. It's still waiting on my check. But yeah, man, it's just, to me, it's made collecting so much more fun to lean into the things that get me excited. Because that was another thing. I think myself a year ago, even it's kind of funny, like even a year ago, because about this time last year, I put out a video on my channel, like how my collecting habits have changed. And that was more so like, oh, I'm just collecting different lines now. You know, I used to be into Black Series, but I think what's changed for me since last year was I kind of caught myself like in the last 6 months, like, am I really buying these figures and ordering these figures because I want them? Or am I just trying to curate quote unquote definitive Star Wars collection? Like I got caught up in the moment last year. Like there were a ton of Hot Toys I ordered, like Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Cassian Andor, and K2SO, and, you know, some other figures as well. I think the Hono Studios Rebels figures, I ordered like all three.
Nice.
And I was looking at them and I'm like, one day I was sitting there looking at my Sideshow orders and I went, do I even care if I have these on order? Like, I'm like, I was looking at them like, these just don't excite me like they did when I first place that order. So I ended up just canceling them all. And it's really helped me to kind of adjust my collecting focus a little bit, because now it's like I can be a little bit more picky with new releases that come out. Like this last Hasbro Star Wars fan stream, I only grabbed 3 of the 6 of the TVC reveals. Not to say that they're not all great figures, like they all look like great figures, but I sit there and I'm like, does this really fit what I want to collect? You know what I mean? Like, does this really fit? Whereas, like, again, with TVC, I got 2 of the ATRTs, you know? Or, you know, say what you want about the show, I bought Black Series Toba Fett from Book of Boba Fett, but I also bought the SH Figuarts because I like the gaffy stick that he comes with, and that's something that the Black Series doesn't get. So it's like, I just buy what I want, you know, just buy whatever you want for your collection. And that's July coming in with, you know, knowing to pass is essential. And I feel like a year ago I was getting caught up in FOMO with like a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I was getting swept up in other people's excitement for things and feeling like I had to kind of be a part of it. And since then I've changed it to, no, this is my collection. I'm gonna curate it to what I enjoy about Star Wars, not and then if you watched a video, you would look at it and go, wow, that's a definitive Star Wars collection, you know. And I was kind of getting caught up in that. And I feel like it was taking away from my enjoyment a little bit of my own collection, like feeling like, oh, I have to get this figure, you know, so I can have this kind of display. Yeah.
You know, for people who can't go to Celebration and see George Lucas's new museum, you have a Star Wars museum in your room. We all have our own curated and selected Star Wars displays, and it's kind of like a little museum. If you have, like, Tommy's got his Micro Galaxy and all the Black Series and TVC, we can't even see his Hot Toys, and
Moved
that's
them
like,
across the room. Yeah.
yeah. And every time you walk in that room, it's kind of like you'll not every time, but like you'll have moments where you just walk up and you're like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it is kind of like having your own little museum, and that's the coolest part is we all have our own unique Star Wars museum at home, and
Yeah.
if you think of it that way, then I think it can bring a little bit more joy, hopefully.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
Fig,
with,
were you jumping in?
I agree with you guys. I think you hit a lot of good points. It is like it always sounds cliche, I think, and kind of like obvious, but thank you, Raul. You're a real one, man. It's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like just get what you like. It really is that simple. Can other people show you things that you may have not known, and then that changes your mind because you didn't know it? Of course.
Yeah.
That's why we watch figure reviewers, or we watch other people's content that are in the hobby, because more information is usually a good thing, and it may change you. Like, I didn't know that, or I thought it was this, and so it's like, okay, well, now that I know that, I actually think it's kind of cool, and I do want it. Did they like actually tell you to go buy it, and you do it just because of that? No. But there's good influence, and then there's just like blind following influence. And I kind of on a tangent there, but I can say like just at the end of the day, like buy what you want, Pash. And also in this current era of collecting, I feel like you can find a lot of stuff without stressing at all. There's still some things, but like the Black Series, I just use that example. Like, if you didn't pre-order any of this current wave, I feel like, a couple months from now, you could find it all. And be
You will.
just fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That to me has made collecting way more enjoyable. Some people actually like that aspect of having to go to like 50 stores and do that. The hunting part, which can be fun, but to me, it became more stressful. Like, I don't want to have to worry. Like all of us, we work, we have personal lives. If I want something, I want to be able to go to a website and buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that 30-second window. I didn't have 8 bots trying to get this for me. Like, that aspect of collecting to me sucks. I've always hated it, and it's gone a lot better across the board for most companies. So it's like, not having to worry about that is huge. Don't stress yourself about missing figures. Don't stress yourself on this hobby at all for any reason. Because at the end of the day, it brings you joy. It's fun. And if you like the fandom, just collect what you want from it. Whether it's pops, whether it's Lego, whether it's, pins, whether it's just, hats from all angles, man. There's Star Wars for like everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And
Couldn't have said it better.
That's kind of how it's more for me now about how my collection, like Jacob said, makes me feel when I go in and I'm looking around and I'm moving stuff around and I'm taking a figure off the shelf, posing it around. That's what I care more about now than it is like having, I need this figure to complete this display. Like, I don't care so much about that anymore. But I will say what's also changed my habits a lot are getting more involved with community aspects, like the fan polls. Like, all 3 of us, we were involved with Black Series Most Wanted. Yeah. I never would have bought a Lobot figure before Black Series Most Wanted, but like, I want to support the idea. If that figure gets made, I want to be there. And like Darth Moocher, who's a friend of mine, when that comes out, I know he's going to be over the moon. That's like my Darth Moocher figure. You know what I mean? Like that, I can have Lobot in the collection. He's going to be on his little Black Series Most Wanted little winner display. I have Watto on there right now. He's above my desk.
Nice.
But it's all for the ones that made the top 12 on Most Wanted. And it'll be the same thing with like, March Madness with SWTVC, or, the Order 66 March Madness. Like, that was like, it adds that extra layer of excitement that I wouldn't have without the fan polls existing. Like, I already lost my mind over Commander Doom and Commander Thorn being revealed at the beginning of May. And, like, just that extra layer, though, that knowing that both of them were on the Order 66 March Madness bracket both last year and this year, I went the next morning, I woke up, I made a little like social media post, I made a bunch of graphics, and I put together, actually I'll just pull it up since we have it up. That was like this extra layer of excitement that I was just over the moon about with that. And here we go. So I was so excited about these guys getting revealed, because it's like, it's not just a win for me and my collection, it's a win for all the people that voted to get those characters on those polls. You know what I mean? So yeah, here we go. Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, pull that up. But like, and then showing off like, 2025 Commander Doom. I keep calling him Dr. Doom. Seed number 6, which by the way, did you know, little known fact, Commander Doom is actually based on the Marvel character Dr. Doom.
What?
Real fans.
Could you elaborate more?
And then in 2026, he was seed number 15. And it's like,
wow.
I get to share that, Commander Thorn, seed number 10 in 2025, seed number 27 this year. And then the ARF Trooper,
Ooh, let's go.
Didn't make the competition last year, made it this year at seed number 54. And actually, all 3 of these guys made it really far in the competition this year. And that, to me, was just amazing, and seeing how cool they look and being able to just feel like it's a community excitement. It's not just a me excitement in that way. Like, it's figures that I want for my collection, but there's also, I get to share that excitement with people, and you get to feel like it's a win for the community. Like, same as when, I know we were all excited when Watto got revealed a week after we showed off the list for Black Series Most Wanted. So like, cool. That was exciting for everybody. It's like, yes, like everyone was saying, hey, we want this, and then a week later it gets revealed, so that was
crazy timing.
Yeah, which I am working with Courtney's Cantina. Shout out to Courtney's Cantina on Instagram. He's like a data analyst or something for a living.
Oh, wow.
And he has been combing through the Black Series Most Wanted master list, which I finally completed like a month ago, and it has 1,103 unique characters on the Black Series Most Wanted master list out of 500. I think Courtney told me, the last thing he told me the other day was like, around 50% of the characters on the master list only had 1 vote, meaning that every person that submitted a list had, like, on average, had a character that only got 1 vote.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome he's doing that.
We're going to end up, because what he's working on is he's working on, like, data points that he can make, and then, not to mention him again, Great White North Empire, he's going to make visualizations of those data points, and then we'll be able to share them all on the Black Series Most Wanted, like, social media.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Let's go.
I think he had 2 votes, if I remember right. I think he had Mando, Obi-Wan. Yeah. There were some characters from the Star Wars Holiday Special that had like 5 or 6 votes. That was...
Why not?
Hey, shout out Lazy Jawa.
Hey, what's up, Jawa?
7 months.
Lazy
In the Blitz Transmissions Rancor Battalion. But yeah, I think that's like my biggest takeaways for like my habits changing is my mentality as to why I collect. I think I've kind of refocused why I collect Star Wars, and now that I'm collecting more lines, I keep it more to how does it make me feel? You know what I mean? Like, instead of, oh, it's an objectively good figure versus like, do I really want it though? Like, yeah,
Right.
it can be an amazing figure. Like, I'm trying to think of a recent one that was revealed that like is an amazing figure, but that Darth Nihilus, Darth Treya 2-pack.
Yeah,
I
Perfect.
have no connection to KOTOR. I know nothing about KOTOR, so I passed. It's got nothing to do with, I don't think the pack sucks. I think it's an amazing pack, but I have no attachment to either of those. So like, I had no reason. Me a year ago, I probably would have bought it. I probably would have, oh man, it's amazing, it's peak. But now it's like, it doesn't fit my collection. So
I think our boy Stone Mando put it. He's like, I just like to window shop a lot of the time now and admire from afar.
Yeah.
Like you can still appreciate it without having to come home. And same with that Nihilus Treya 2-pack. It's like it looks cool, would look pretty cool on the shelf. I just don't know where I'd put it, and the connection isn't there. So,
Yeah.
Right.
as we've been talking about tonight, be selective and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of like this latest reveal, the what was it, IG-12, the
IG-12,
the sheriff
IG-11. Yeah.
sorry, the sheriff version, right? Which
Yeah.
it looks really cool. When I first saw it, I go, yeah, I think I'm gonna pre-order it. And then I even said it probably on the live stream. When it came up, I was like, looking at my collection, I'm like, he's very cool, but he just doesn't. That character, I have the version I want, which is a season 1 version, and that's it. Like, I don't need more versions of that character. So it just comes to, like, again, I think that's very awesome. I think the people who wanted it, they're getting a great figure. It's going to be really cool. But just like you guys said about Traya and Nihilus, like, if you don't have a connection to it and you don't have a place on your shelf, enjoy it from afar. Why spend that money on that when you'd be spending money on something that you really want?
Exactly. Right. And a couple times you might think, okay, just get it one or two, and then that turns into 4 or 5, and it's like, okay, now I've spent $150.
Easily,
right. Yeah. And to answer, who was it? Raul's question here. The reason I didn't order that is because it's not an action figure. That's a big thing. Unless it's Black Series, I like for my figures to have the action in action figure. And as beautiful and as gorgeous as that Hot Toys Queen Amidala looks, it's just not again, kind of thinking like, where would it fit in my collection? Because I'm not getting Qui-Gon. The only Phantom Menace hot toy I have is Maul and the Sith Speeder. Okay. And I have that specifically with him riding it with the one blade ignited, getting ready to slice Anakin. And I just wouldn't have a place for it. Now, if it was Black Series, that's my character line. So I would get it because I have a Phantom Menace shelf for my Black Series collection. That fits perfectly right there. It complements what I already have. Whereas, and I also just don't have enough of an attachment to that specific, character. Whereas I pre-ordered Rada the Hutt. I pre-ordered Commander Gree. I pre-ordered the Maul Shadow Lord Maul. Like the 03 Clone Wars Sacy Tin. Like to a lot of people, that Sacy Tin is such a niche, like kind of whatever, kind of ignore it. But that is like a key moment to my childhood, is that sequence in 03 Clone Wars. So like that for me, that again, it comes back to the feeling that I get from what I'm getting,
Yeah. So to ask you real quick, Tommy, what kind of theme or whatever you call it is your Hot Toys display? Is it just kind of miscellaneous here and there?
Yeah. Well, Hunter says that I don't want her because she won't fall over, which there was 2 years ago, I went and visited Hunter for his birthday, and I famously was trying to pull one of his Hot Toys off a shelf, and then all of a sudden 6 Hot Toys were on the ground.
Oh no.
And thankfully none of them broke, but I couldn't believe it. Like, and then the worst part was one of the ones that fell off the one shelf fell down into the next shelf and knocked like 3 more off onto the ground, and I just stood there. Most expensive mistake I've ever made in my life. Right?
I've never experienced a Hot Toy domino effect. Thank goodness.
I just had it happen today. My beautiful fiance Jennifer, she came into my Star Wars room because she was like, "Hey, I think I just heard a car crash." Like, in my Star Wars room, there's like a balcony, and my Hot Toys shelf is right next to the sliding door. So she's like, "Hey, I think I heard a car crash, like out on the road. Like, I'm gonna go, like, look." And she like bumped the shelf, and this guy who was 6 feet off the ground because he's on the top of the bookshelf fell like 6 feet, but he's fine because guess what? Believe it or not, there is a reason why Hot Toys are not made of die cast, and that is because that way when they fall, the weight of the Hot Toy won't break it when it falls down. So actually, funnily enough, I was on the phone with 212 Hunter when this happened, and I was like, I said to Hunter, I go, well, Jen just threw one of my Hot Toys on the ground, so there we go. but no, famously, if you know, there's people in the chat that watched me when I was on 1313 podcast. I famously said, the only hot toys I'll ever buy are 501st Clone Troopers. Those are the only hot toys I'll ever buy. And that was, I swore by it. And then Boba Fett on the Throne came out, and I bought that. And then Grand Admiral Thrawn got revealed, and I got that. And then the Bad Batch came out, and I got that. And then, you know, they did ARC Trooper Echo and Fives, and then we just kept going and going and going. So my hot toys, I would say, I really like the major villains. I think that that's been a big draw for me because I've got, like, right now on order, I've got Darth Malgus. I've got
all right,
the Darth Sidious Palpatine with the red and black robes.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I've got the massage table Darth Vader as well. Yeah. So, like, villains are a big one for me, because, like, I already have, like, I have the theatrical villains, like Maul, Jango, Grievous, like, you know, a lot of the big ones. I have a Supreme Leader, Kylo Ren.
Hey, sweet.
What's Fig waiting on?
You said you have the main villains. I didn't hear a name that you should have. Starts with a V?
Starts with a V.
Vader?
Yeah, that's Massage Table Vader. Massage Table Vader.
Okay.
He's on
Vader.
order. He's on order.
Masseuse
Yeah,
Vader.
Masseuse Vader.
$60 an hour.
Happy ending Vader. But yeah, so it's that, and then Clone Troopers. I've just, that's one way that my habits have changed too. I've completely surrendered myself. I'm like, dude, why am I being picky? Let me just get the clones as they come out. So I got, like, all the Wolfpack clones.
Oh, those look so good, man.
And then another one for me is Maul. Like, I have a display which is Maul, the Clone Wars Maul, Savage, and then the Mandalorian Super Commando Captain from Ahsoka.
Ooh.
And then the Obi-Wan Kenobi in Mando disguise, but I have it displayed as the Mando, not as Obi-Wan. So if they do Rookcast or Gar Saxon, those will complement that, like, Darth Maul faction. You know what I mean? Like the Shadow Lord faction, if you will.
Yeah.
I have the Bad Batch because they're clones, but I love the Bad Batch show. I'm just peeking over at my...
Yeah, you got the whole squad. That's pretty impressive because Hot Toys doesn't really do full squad completions aside from Bad Batch and I think the Clones of the Republic Commandos.
Yeah. And I got Mando and the Blurg.
Hey, okay, nice. The Blurg is giant, man. That thing is so cool looking.
I got that on a really good sale at the Toy Hio Toy Show last year.
Cool.
And then another one is, like, it feels like it's all over the place, but when I really think about it, it's like, major villains, you know, and then Clone Troopers. Like, those are my two main things that I collect.
That's perfect.
And I think that there's one other thing I was gonna. Damn, I can't remember what I was going to say. And of course, my 501st Clone Troopers, like, that's my other one.
501st, of course.
With Hot Toys, it is, that's pretty much what I have on order too. Like, that's a reflection of what I have on order. It's like major villains, Clone Troopers, and I don't know, it must not have been important, the other thing I was going to say, because,
You'll remember it at like 3 a.m.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night like I forgot my homework, and I'm like...
I got sidetracked because my wife popped in. She's like, dinner. I was like, food? Oh, gotta go, guys.
Squirrel.
Oh, shit. Squirrel.
But,
do
you have to go?
Oh, I mean, like, I'm thinking, 10 minutes or so. Probably.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in like 10 minutes anyway. Yeah, but you guys wanted to jump on anything, because I think other than that, that's kind of where my collecting habits lie now. Just making smarter decisions for my collection. And July, that's like one of my only ones left that I would like really seriously get excited about. That's not something that already complements a collection I have. I
feel like that one's got to come eventually. Previously, he's just too important.
Yeah, but that was what I was going to say. I was going to answer your initial question.
Oh, right.
Queen Amidala doesn't complement any of those themes for my hot toys.
She does not. No.
Major villains and clones. And I mean, the only ones that aren't clones are, like, I have the Clone Wars movie style Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But those were actually, Anakin was gifted to me by 212 Hunter. And
cool.
then, because he was getting rid of it from his collection, he was like, hey, man, I'm just going to pass this off to you. And then I got the Obi-Wan to go with the Anakin.
Those are great.
Those are really
Yeah.
cool pieces. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen those before. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Padme just doesn't fit that. But again, like I said, Black Series, though, yeah, I'd be all
Oh, dude, I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, it's coming. I know it's coming. Yeah.
Nice, man. Right on. Yeah, I mean, I think we all, kind of collectively think that 2026 is the year of being selective, and
Yes.
don't buy everything just because there's hype or your fear of missing out is surfacing. So, if you collect multiple lions, keep doing that. Just be selective.
Yeah.
Everything is good in moderation, as they say.
True facts.
Yeah. But Fig, anything you want to add to this convo here?
Yeah, I mean, I answered Jacob's question as well about Hot Toys. It's kind of, I don't really have a set thing. I did pre-order Qui-Gon and Yoda.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Because I love the Jedi. Like, that's one of my favorite things, and Sith. So, like, the Jedi are, like, arguably some of my favorite heroes in all fandom. And I'm like, okay, Yoda is, like, a must. I mean, Yoda, do I need to explain that? I think. I have the Anakin and Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan on pre-order, and
Nice.
I've always liked Qui-Gon. So, like, they're going to be on the shelf together. And then I have, like, a Clone Wars era, which is what it is. A couple Clone Troopers and Anakin and Obi-Wan. I kind of have a villain shelf that's Darth Maul with the speeder,
Nice.
Jango Fett, and Darth Revan.
There you go.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, Revens.
I pre-ordered Nihilus and Malgus, so that's going to change that.
Yes, dude.
Oh, nice,
Yes,
so,
dude.
like, that's kind of where I go. And then I have the Mando Season 2 Luke, which is like
Oh, that
one of my
figure
favorite looks. It's close enough to Return of the Jedi. And then I
looks
have
amazing.
my first Hot Toys were Mandos. There was the pre-Beskar and then the very first Beskar they did.
Yeah.
So those kind of hold a special place because that's what got me into it. And Mandalorian is one of my favorite characters now. So
He's
Nice.
so badass. Yeah.
and then I showed Jacob pictures. I have a
Yeah.
right now it's a Stormtrooper Hot Toy, but my other Vader table Vader's gonna go there. And then I have Dark Damage Vader, and then I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader.
Yes,
Vader's
dude.
my favorite, so he's having a whole display. And if they make a really cool Vader down the road, I'd probably get it because I can't have enough. So
Right.
it goes with correlation to what you guys said.
Yeah.
I don't have like a set plan with them. It's kind of like I did have Commander Thorn and his awesome dog. I can't think of the name of that.
Yeah, the massive.
Yeah.
I did have that on pre-order. I ended up canceling it.
Oh, Sergeant Hound,
Oh,
right? The clone
okay.
trooper?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hound. And then being an OT lover, I did have the Bespin Han, but I was looking at my Hot Toy collection. I don't have a lot of OT in there. And
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like with 50th anniversary, they might be
Yeah.
dropping some real bangers from the OT from 77. But it's like you got to pick your battles, man. I'd rather have
Yeah.
that representation in 1/12 scale than 1/6.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have like the key, like my favorite characters, which is Luke and Vader. I love Han Solo, but I don't need a Chewbacca and a Han Solo on Hot Toys.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Especially when you have, if you're satisfied with the representation in 1/12 and you don't need it in 1/6, dude, save yourself the money and the space.
Yeah.
Like you said, make room for maybe they do some sort of concept art Vader in the future or something
Right.
like that.
Mhm.
But that battle damage Vader, man, I gotta snag that. That thing would go perfectly in like next to Malgus and Star Killer and like the gaming greats section,
Mhm.
It's huge. It takes up. I had to on my display. I had to remove one of the shelves because I'm like,
Oh, no kidding.
because with the hard cape on and the stand, again, you saw the picture. He's
Yeah.
like twice the size of a regular.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah.
Toy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the way to display it because it has Vader in the cape.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to. Yeah.
I will say Hendrix kind of, and you said it too, Jacob. He has the soft goods cape on his,
Yeah.
and it looks equally as cool. So, Hot Toys, they give you ways to display those figures. Every way possible looks cool. I mean, Maul on a speeder, off a speeder, with the robe,
Mhm.
no robe. It's like you can't go wrong. So
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
But anyway, just to answer Jacob's.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good to see where you guys are at with that.
Yeah, it's fun to. I mean, we can sit here and talk about toys
Yeah.
all day long, but
Yeah.
that's like the fun of it though. Is I like to sit here and just talk about because then it's other things like there's FOMO pickups and then like there's stuff that you'll watch someone else review it or like Fig said like I saw Fig's photography with the Mafex Darth Vader that they recently dropped. And that I actually for the longest time I was looking for the SH Figuarts Obi-Wan Kenobi series Vader. And then I saw Fig's pictures and I went, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Ami and just go grab that Mafex Vader. So it's sitting in a bottom. It's got like underneath like a couple other figures right now, but I got to
Nice.
get around to reviewing that because I can't wait to get him opened. Yeah,
He's
Right on.
he's awesome. He's in my hot toy display because I do 1/6 and 1/12 and then 1/6 versions.
yeah,
That's kind of how my display is
that's
now.
cool.
And that is by far my favorite 1/12 scale Vader. People say the SHF one, which is really good, but I'll die on a hill. I prefer playing or posing with Mafex. over
I agree.
SHF. They just
I
have a
agree.
little more better feel to them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
feel more solid, and especially like Mafex tends to be more like they tend to scale bigger. So I feel
Yes.
like especially for Darth Vader, like if he's a little bit overscaled, that's not a problem. Like you want him to be this big imposing beast, and that's what I saw with your pictures. I was like, oh, he's got like the wide shoulders, the cape complements that. Like I was like, oh man, I gotta pick him up because Black Series ain't doing no new Darth Vader anytime soon, dude.
We need it so bad.
I know, dude.
Honestly, the one in the 2-pack, the Bespin 2-pack with the wired cape adds a lot, and
It does.
Yeah.
it is a good figure. Like it passes, but you're spitting, man. Like 100%. We need a full. I want to see what they can do with 2026 modern era.
Yes.
Black with the legendary Vader. Like he's.
I just know they're waiting for the 50th, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
put him on that damn racetrack Kenner card back.
Yep.
And then they're gonna go, buy him again.
More Vaders.
I'll buy 3.
Probably same.
But I think I'm going to cut the stream here for Fig's sake, because I feel like we had a great
You guys wanna go,
conversation. No, I feel like I said we were
Yeah.
going to do maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. I feel like we're there. But yeah, so real quick, before we all log off here, I want to give you guys both the floor here to, if you want to plug anything. So Fig, of course, I know you got a show that you're on every single Wednesday night now on the Shadow Nose Network.
Network. Check out YouTube, Instagram. Check out Toy Hunter app. Check out all the cons that my fellow co-hosts go to. I mean, these guys are in it deep, and they're some of the coolest guys I've met. But yeah, Toy Box Chronicles on Shadow Nose Network.
Yeah.
YouTube every Wednesday at 7 Pacific Standard. We do a show, runs about an hour. Chet, Alex, Skelly, and myself. If you haven't joined their socials, do it. We're all about action figures, media. We cover it all, man, and great topics. I mean, just stuff from very in-depth corporate side of things to how businesses work, money through action figures, all the way to just the enthusiast side of being collectors. So we go
Nice.
over it all, and it's awesome. And I got to thank Tommy again for introducing me to those guys, and we've formed a great
brother.
relationship. So definitely plug them. Plug my IG. That's where I post most of my photography. Check it out if you're not subscribed. If you like seeing cool action figures, I go through waves where I post a lot, not as much, and it's kind of like a roller coaster. But yeah, there's right there Tommy showing it. So I also do Warhammer Wednesdays. Every Wednesday I collab with anywhere between 4 to 20 other people, and every Wednesday we throw up our collab of Warhammer, mostly Joy Toy Warhammer figures, and that's been something I thoroughly enjoy because I'm a big fan of that fandom right now. So check them. All those guys I tag on those posts, check out their work. Amazing photographers. So
Yeah,
Nice.
this is the picture right here that made me go, damn it.
Ooh, ho.
Damn it. I need that
Wow.
Moff X
It's so
Vader.
good.
Yeah, that was the
Jeez.
shot right there. But Jacob,
Awesome.
anything that you
Yeah,
want to
man.
plug for yourself here?
Yeah, guys. So thanks for watching, and appreciate you guys tuning in tonight and hanging out with us. I still trying to figure out what to do with Star Wars Collective, as I kind of divulged a little bit in the stream. I am kind of trying to pivot away from like Black Series stuff. I have been posting some Battlefront videos. They haven't been performing as well as I'd hoped, but that's okay. I think it has to do with me not posting in a little bit of time after having a slight hiatus. So I will be getting back into it. I won't stop posting Black Series stuff. So, topical things, reviews, all that stuff will still be coming. Might be incorporating some 6 scales things, Darth Malgus when he comes. Really want to do an in-depth review on that and kind of do like a little lore breakdown as well and into it and incorporate so people can learn about the figures as well.
Yes, we
And live streams once a month, kind of, towards the middle of the month. And, talk about customs and just figures and just kind of Star Wars in general. And so thanks guys for hanging out with us. Jacob, aka Star Wars Collective, if you wanted to give me a follow, you can, and I promise new content will be coming shortly.
Yeah, you better give them a follow. Again, both their links, both the links to both their YouTube channels and their Instagram pages in the description below. He's late. All right, guys, we'll restart the stream real quick here. Let me give... Holy shnikes! Right before the stream is over.
Wow.
Hunter giving us the damn 50 bomb on those channel memberships. That is absolutely crazy.
Goodness.
I'm watching them all fly in right now on the stream here.
I give a quick shout out to Stuck. He recently just got married. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes!
Hey, congratulations.
The big congrats, dude.
That's
I've been
awesome.
loving his TikToks he's been posting on Galaxy's Edge, dude. Cracking me up, man.
Nice.
He had the droid that's doing the Ronto roast, and he puts like the "let him cook now, let him cook." But I got to give shout outs to everybody that got these channel memberships. Those being Ernesto, we got Stu John Jedi, Syndicalist, we got Sky, Crash, Burnin', I Paint Minifigs, Bricks with Briggs, Peak Obi-Wan, Plushy Wants Ramen, Eddie Rodriguez, Chad, Smiley, I can't even say that name, Clone Wars Will, Tony, Titterful, what's up, dude? Black Mandalore, John Morgan, Six Society, Slider, Hal Runner Base, aka How I Runner, Contrarian Base, Killa King, Stuart Perry, Nova, Rookie, Bring Toys to Work, I agree with that one, King Julius, Caymanzilla, Icy, Quiet Ronin, Tarek, Vigilante Bro, Jeremy Wanger, Who Drank My Beer Bro, Johnny Venerable, Rhino Hobbies, what's up Rhino, Leon, Pokey, Rogue Sarge, what's going on Rogue, Randy, Tesco Falco, James Wade, SBB, and Jorf McGorf, as well as T Pink Staff, Official Purple Gang Gang, what's up Purple Gang Gang,
Ooh.
Kiwi Ben, JX, and Steezy Showcase. Hunter had to go absolutely crazy with the damn 50 bomb right at the end there. There's James Wade coming in. Thanks, Hunter. Titterful coming in. Yo! Tesco Falco coming in with the thank you. Everybody actually say no thank you to Hunter because we're about to ban Hunter as well. And we got Star Wars Collective. Again, he looks just like this Jacob guy. $2 super chat here. Thanks for hanging out to chat with the boss.
He's that other Star Wars fan.
Emoji there, right? Yeah. But, yeah, guys. And Hunter says, what did Hunter say? Oh, shameless plug. Myself.
Yes.
So this is it. This is the crew. It's myself, 212 Hunter, and Skywalker Hendricks. The three of us will be at ICCCon. We will be mostly hanging out at 212 Hunter's vendor booth, and we will also be doing room sales. So if you want to come see the three of us, we will be at ICCCon from Friday, June 19th to Sunday, June 21st. We're going to be there out in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's going to be a blast. Just having a good time. You could catch the three of us. We'll be at the hotel. We have a room at the host hotel this year. So we'll have a big room sale, and we have a corner suite. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. Hunter's selling his entire Star Wars collection.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. Definitely
he does.
stop by.
Yeah, he told me he's given me his whole collection. Very kind of him.
Yeah.
Very, very kind. And if you want to see Mr. Movie Toy Tuber 8090, aka 80s kid from the 90s, you can see him there at ICCCon as well. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Blitz Barracks. This is always my favorite stream to do every single month. But with that, guys, we'll catch you for the next one. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick your target. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. Gotta hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. Where's our reinforcements?